Arweinydd Plaid Cymru, Leanne Wood.
Diolch, Llywydd. First Minister, do you agree that cuts to disability benefits and changes to assessments brought in by Westminster governments have gone too far and are now harming people who are in genuine need?
There's no question at all in my mind that what's been done by the UK government with regard to benefits has targeted the most vulnerable. The bedroom tax is one example of that. She has mentioned another example there. From my perspective, society is judged according to how well it looks after its most vulnerable, not by targeting its most vulnerable.
Thank you, First Minister. The Ken Loach film, I, Daniel Blake, is resonating with people everywhere, and I'm sure you'll be aware that that film explores hardship, the root causes of hardship, and how the system seems to be rigged against those people who are most in need of help. And a major part of the hardship experienced by disabled people has come down to flaws within the way in which assessments are carried out. Will the First Minister accept that GPs and doctors should be the people making assessments of disability, and that there should be no barriers for disabled people to getting the support that they deserve?
I could not disagree with either of those comments that she's made. GPs are perfectly well qualified to make an assessment as to whether somebody should qualify for a particular benefit or not. Similarly, of course, I do worry about the fact that those people who are having to go through a number of obstacles in order to claim benefit are being dissuaded from doing so. And that means greater hardship for them. There are some who may not even want to go through that process in the first place, despite the fact they may be entitled to benefits. That is where we are, unfortunately, at the moment as a society, where those people who most people would accept need help from the state are being dissuaded from getting that help.
I share your concerns, First Minister, and I'm glad that you agree with my position. Now, I'll give you an opportunity to demonstrate how much you agree. I've got a constituent who is claiming employment support allowance and wishes to claim a disability grant in order to enter education. Her GP is demanding that she pays a charge of £95 for completing the forms, and without those forms she won't get the grant and therefore won't be able to study. Now, I've had it confirmed that students may have to pay to get disabled students grants, and that GPs may charge for this work, which the BMA guidance suggests could be a charge of £90 for 20 minutes work. That's what they say is appropriate, and that's more than you were earning as First Minister. Do you think it's appropriate that the NHS that you've been running for 17 years is putting substantial financial barriers in the way of disabled people trying to improve their lives? And will you commit to getting rid of these charges as soon as is possible?
Well, this is the difficulty with the independent contractor model. GPs do charge for services that go beyond the contract, which is why, of course, as members have heard me say in this chamber before, there are other models that we need to consider in the future. She has raised an important point on behalf of a constituent. If she writes to me with the details, with more details about the case she has raised, I will, of course, write back to her with a personal response.